Nom, 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 nom.
Right, morning, Stuart. Thanks for joining us today on our first Snack Challenge podcast ever. Very excited to have Stuart Prescott with us from fifth season. Stuart, tell us a bit about yourself. What is fifth season, and who are you?
Yep, so my name's Stuart Prescott. I'm one of the co-founders of Fifth Season Fruit. We are a 100% freeze-dried fruit snacking brand that allows consumers to eat fruit on the go.
Oh, great stuff. And what's your background, Stuart? How did you get into fifth season? Like, where have you come from in your career?
Yeah, so there's two co-founders of Fifth Season, myself and Tiffany. So my background is in nutrition. And then since leaving university, I worked in product development for a number of years. Most recently to that was in the snacking category. And at that point, started to understand that the rise for healthy snacking was on the up. And Tiffany's background is in marketing and food as well. So together we knew it was time for fifth season.
Yeah.
And started from there.
Oh, great. So have you gone, are you full time now? Is it your full time gig or is it still a side hustle? Where's it at for you?
So for me, it's still full time.
Great.
Tiffany is a mother of three, so she works part time. And then in the business, we are still a small team, but growing rapidly.
Oh, that's really exciting. So so you're obviously in snacking before, and you obviously keyed into those healthy snacking trends. Like, what do you think the key levers are for emerging snacks? Like, how are people defining health, and what are people interested in from a healthy snack?
Yeah, I think for people, it's really about the calorie message and snacks that actually do have some positive nutrition about them, rather than just being low in fat, low in calories. Stuff that adds extra. So for fifth season, that's all about obviously being 100% fruit and all the benefits that brings.
Yeah. No, so I'm a dad of four. I was bored people talking about my kids. So I'm going to do it again on podcast. But one of the big things for us is if we're driving around, blood sugar always hits a massive low at 3 o'clock. It's the absolute witching hour on a Saturday afternoon. We've usually been somewhere in the day, so we'll sling a load of crisps in the back. And you want that kind of ambient convenient snack for them and for you, if I'm honest, because you don't want loads of fresh fruit or something that's too bready, just crumbed up and squished everywhere. Like there's been a few times where we've given them oranges and then we've then arrived at my mum's house afterwards and it's just like something off a Halloween mask, just covered in this orange gunk.
Yeah.
So when I saw your snacks come through in the box, I was like, oh, this is great. This could really work for them because it's obviously freeze dried, isn't it? So all the benefits of fruit, but not all the mess. But one thing that I was really interested in is just the journey. I think a lot of the listeners will be interested in it as well. Like the journey that you took from being someone in the food industry with a nutrition background to setting up your own business. Like how have you found that jump? How have you found that transition?
Yeah, it's been a massive learning curve. It hasn't been easy. But it was a bit of a time when if you don't do it now, then I would have never have done it. The market was right for it. We had the right people on board that wanted to help us. So it was time to do it. There was also a massive gap in the market for a product like Fifth Season.
Yeah.
Because although there are a lot of fruit snacks on the market, a lot of them aren't as healthy as they initially appear. A lot of them add sugar. They had fat to them, palm oil specifically. So we saw a gap for just a 100% fruit snack that can compete against fresh fruit. And so far, yeah, it's going okay.
Oh, great. And when you were kind of taking the plunge, like how did you feel? Were you quite nervous? Were you just excited? Were you buzzing?
Yeah, nervous. I think it was more because my background's always been in the corporate world where, very big businesses with lots of people and lots of different teams. So there's always someone to ask the question. In this business, like I said, there's only a couple of us that work on this, so you have to just figure things out for yourself. So together we make decisions, and it's really about just trying to do the best that we can.
Sure. Yeah. I know when we set Consumer Hub up, a lot of people said to me, "Oh, you're mad. You've got family. It's going to be really difficult, and the hours you're going to do are going to be sort of a bit of a slog." Like, how have you found the kind of, I don't know, that it's not a cushion, isn't it? Because if you're working for a corporate, it's difficult. But how have you found going from an environment where you've got your your contract and you've got all that kind of wider support of a big business, to suddenly A, everything falls on you, B, it's got to pay for your bills, and then C, there's no safety net there. It's just, if you don't make it happen, it doesn't happen. Like how you found that sort of transition of mentality? Has it been something that's been like a big one of you just sort of naturally taken to it?
I've always been a bit of a doer naturally. So so for me, everything almost being on the line is that motivation to keep going. And it has been tough, but the rewards you get back for it are so much more. So every listing we get, every hurdle we overcome, my personal impact and the impact of the team is so much greater than when you're in a corporate, when you're just one person in the huge team. Yeah.
So I guess you're enjoying feeling the control that you get of that creative control of the project.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that makes a lot of sense. I'm just going to grab the products here because so actually, well, in the box that you sent us, there's some really good comms. So that's the box that Stuart sent us. So really nice big. This is a brand new box, and then inside we had sent to us 3 different flavors. There's fruit salad. We're going to get into these and try them later, which I'm looking forward to. There's pineapple, and then there's also the strawberry flavour, which all look pretty good. But you obviously sent us this thing about your mission, about getting people kind of eating healthier, and also kind of helping communities to thrive. Like what made you sort of think about that mission in particular? Like what's behind your specific mission? I appreciate healthy snacking, something that excites you, but what made you think, right, we want to not just help people survive but thrive? Like what's the story behind that?
So so from a health perspective, there's 2 key things that really stood out for us. The first is that only 1/3 of people achieve their 5 a day, and that's even lower in children.
Oh yeah.
And then the other side is obesity is a massive problem for us in the UK. Where obesity levels have doubled since '93. So really, we wanted to position our product as a genuinely healthy product, which, like I said, doesn't add any sugar, fat, or preservatives, anything like that, and it is low in calories. So by doing that, people can snack any time of the day and have something that they know is really good for them. And then sort of from the mission side of things, there is a charity partnership that we're looking to start from January, which means that for every pack sold, money will be donated to farming communities to help sustainable farming practices.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. How did you sort of start looking at partnerships then? What was the idea behind that? Was it sort of organic, or was it something that you always had in the back of your head?
Well, I think the social mission part of our business it fits really nicely what we want to do, because it does good for you and it does good for the rest of the world. How we found our charity partner was we knew we wanted it to relate to the product. So helping farming, because we are just 100% fruit, it felt like a really nice fit for our business. Yeah.
Like it definitely sounds like, because how long have you been doing it now? A couple of years?
So it became my full-time job in May last year, but really been trading since February this year is when we sort of had everything in place, ready to hit the supermarket shelves.
Oh, brilliant. So it's a pretty quick, rapid journey. I mean, one of the things that I think a lot of the listeners will be interested in is just kind of how you've got from A to B, because you've clearly done it very, very quick. The brand is slick. The comms are consistent. There's a clear message, clear mission. Clearly, like, you're on board with it. I mean, you're wearing the T-shirt, so it's you kind of ooze enthusiasm. But what was the biggest challenge when you went from an idea of what you wanted as a product and that gap in the market, that mission, and then getting it to a point where it's a business? You've got the branding, you've got the source of the product, you've got the manufacturing sorted. Like, what was the biggest challenge in that journey of getting it from a concept through to basically a launch and a viable business?
Yeah. Well, initially, it wasn't too bad, because Tiffany did all the branding, and you can see how great that looks. And then from a product perspective, that was my background. So getting the product initially to launch wasn't too much trouble for us. However, the biggest problem that we did have to overcome was freeze drying isn't a new technology. It's been around for quite a long time. However, bringing it into snacking is sort of the unique part that we're bringing to the market. So it started in cereal, so think Special K and the berries that you get in that, or in the baking industry for things like cereal bars and that, those sorts of products. So really, the problem that we had to overcome was making the product fit for purpose. Yeah. So for us, size is really important. So our strawberries are whole strawberries. You wouldn't normally find that in other products. So we had to work really hard with our supplier to get the product that we needed. Yeah. But also retaining texture is the number one thing you have to do when snacking. So when we taste them, you'll see that it's crispy pieces of fruit. It's just dry all the way through. But if you think about how freeze-dried fruit is put into other products, so take cereal, for example, getting that texture absolutely right isn't as important to them, because all you do is you put your milk on top and the fruit starts hydrating and going soft again. So being able to retain that crispiness impact for its shelf life was a lot of technical challenges we had to overcome.
Oh, okay, so the technical product development piece, which was a challenge to kind of maintain the flavor and the texture, did your nutritional background help you sort of know what you were aiming for?
Yes. So my nutrition background helped me understand freeze drying was the product, the methodology to use, because 90% of the nutrients of fresh fruit are retained in it, which is better than any other drying method available.
That's quite USP then, I'm guessing.
Yes. So we see ourselves as the next best thing to fresh fruit, but in a format that we can take on the go. So my nutrition background helped me realize the methodology we wanted to use, and then it was my product development background that helped us find the right suppliers, get a supply chain in place, and get a manufacturing facility that did what we needed it to do.
Yeah. What about so I guess that's the big challenge that you've overcome. How did you then sort of test the market with your initial concepts? Was it family and friends, or did you do a bit of paneling? Like what was the story there?
If I'm honest, we didn't do very much testing at all, and I think a lot of small businesses do work on gut feel. Yeah. Thankfully, our backgrounds in the food industry gave us some level of understanding and category data and that sort of thing. But physical product tasting, it was tasting ourselves, using our friends and family. And then for us, sort of the first time we really managed to put it in front of customers was either as we're selling it to them, but also we did a consumer show called the Free From an Allergy Show in July, and we had such a fantastic result. People loved the product, and it just gave us that confidence after quite a long time of not really knowing. But everyone was coming back for more, and we completely sold out even after restocking.
Oh, really?
So
wow!
It was just testament to that the product is right. People love the taste, and it's just now about making sure that people can find it.
Yeah. Oh, that must have been really, really satisfying, going to your first trade show, branded up, stall, seeing it flying out, no stock at the end. Because that was going to be my next question, actually. Talked about biggest challenge, but what's the biggest achievement? I mean, is that trade show a bit of a highlight, or is there anything else that's top?
Yeah, that was definitely a big high. We were so excited after that, and it just gave us the confidence to keep going. But so one of our biggest achievements was we launched in Sainsbury's, and they were actually one of our first customers, which is quite unheard of, really, for a startup business. But the listing itself was a big achievement to get, but also being able to deal with a customer as big as Sainsbury's. So whether you're small fifth season or whether you're a big multinational, the expectations they have from you are the same in terms of being able to supply them, promotion plans, things like that. And as a small team, for us to be able to, in effect, compete on a level playing field in some respect with those sorts of guys is a huge achievement. And we are soon going to be rolling out into more stores, so that just shows that we have got all the systems in place that allow us to scale.
I mean that is rapid. Hearing about a listing with Sainsbury's so quick, really exciting. Tell me about where you're listed. Where can our listeners buy your product and try it? Where can they sort of see it?
So Sainsbury's is our biggest UK customer, but we do have our own online web shop, and we sell through Amazon, which has worldwide delivery. So that's always the one place that people can always find us. We are stocked in Revital stores, Jan de Vries health stores, musclefood.com. And again, they were one of our early adopters of the product, the Vegan Kind supermarket. And then there's a lot of sort of independent convenience stores, health stores, and some food service channels that we service through DDC. But aside to that, we also trade in the Netherlands. Half of our business is there, and we have some quite exciting customers over there. So we have Shell petrol stations and Jumbo, which is, I think it's the #2 supermarket over there.
All right.
So operating 2 countries at once adds some complexity, but also is such a great achievement for us.
So let me get this right. So you've been going since February. So you've not had a full year of trading, and then you've nailed Sainsbury's. You've gone international with some Dutch supermarkets. You've nailed your first trade show, sold out, and then you're pushing online as well. So that's phenomenal in terms of distribution from the get off. You must be really proud of yourself.
Yeah, it keeps us really busy. Although we are a small team, we do work with external sales agencies that help us within certain channels. So, it's not just down to us 3, but we do have some help along the way.
Yeah. So hopefully, it's Tiffany, isn't it, your business partner? Is that right?
Yeah.
So hopefully she won't mind me asking some questions about the brand. That I don't want to be stealing her thunder, but your brand, right? 5th season, I love it. It's very, very snappy. It's on point. It's got that kind of mono feel to it, which seems to do really well in marketing at the moment. Really nice colours that just signpost the product as well. But tell me about the branding. What does 5th season mean, and where did the concept for the brand come? And we've heard about the product. It'd be great about the brand and what that means as well.
Yeah, so 5th season in its name and what it stands for is all about the preservation of fruit when it's in season. So the way I like to explain it is, if we take strawberries as an example, if you bought fresh strawberries in a supermarket, they would be picked when they're in season, but before they're ripe and shipped to the UK. So by the time you eat them, you hope that you've got this delicious strawberry to eat. The freeze drying process is very different to that. So our fruit stays on the plant until it is perfectly ripe. There's no early picking, and then it is frozen at source. And at that point, that's when all the nutrients and all the taste is locked into the product. And that's the freeze drying part of the name. It then goes through the drying process where it's dried under vacuum, under a lot of pressure, and that takes the fruit from being in a frozen state to a dried format.
So and that's a vacuum that does that from frozen to dry.
Yes, and so it allows it to dry at a low process temperature. And our products have an 18-month shelf life. So
18 months.
18 months. So what we are doing is we are preserving the fruit when it is perfectly ripe, tastes amazing, and then sort of locking it into that time frame so you can always eat amazing fruit that's in season.
5th season.
And then from a branding perspective, we've gone for big bold colors. What we did debate initially whether you go sort of very healthy in the cues, so sort of light colors, that sort of thing. But what we feel is that if you go too neutral in your color palette, all you're doing is you're letting the consumer think that there's going to be some sort of compromise in taste. So bold colors, bold in flavor, bold in how it looks, and really wanting to get that across. The colors also stand out on shelf, which helps us from a retail point of view, but it appeals to both adults and children. So we see ourselves as the family snack. So, as for example, yourself as a dad can pick up this product, enjoy it, but also give the same product to their kids, and knowing that you can eat the same product. There's no cartoons or anything that says, this product's for kids and this one's for adults. We have quite a wide audience that we can work with.
I really like that. It's something that I sort of noticed straight away. We were discussing in the office when we got samples, right? Like when do you reckon you'd be using that? And I was thinking, for me, it's like the perfect packed lunch, family day out snack. Get it out in the car when everyone's a bit raggedy later, or if you're having a picnic, it's just a really good alternative to a bag of crisps, or fruit if it's messy. I was going to ask you about that because how does it compare? in terms of calories, how does it compare to a bag of crisps? Because that to me is like it's the size of like a bag of Pom Bears or a small bag of Quavers or something I might give my kids. I think right psychologically they're going to think right, Dad's got like a nice snack. It's bold colours, it's fun, and so how does it compare on calories to a bag of crisps? Yeah.
Yeah, so a pack of crisps would be somewhere between 130 to 150 calories for a single serve, whereas all our range is less than 50 calories, as low as 26 in our strawberries, and then 48 in our pineapple. So yeah, a lot less calories. The government is really pushing less than 100 calorie snacks, so being half of that is great for consumers, so they can eat something that's not going to make them put on too much weight or anything like that. But also one of the reasons why
my dad put out.
Exactly. And what really surprised us was that a lot of fruit snacks will be more calories in a pack of crisps when it doesn't need to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So some people fry their fruit in palm oil, and we think that is a complete catastrophe. So we use freeze drying because it is just 100% fruit and it's naturally low in calorie.
So frying in palm oil. So palm oil's obviously got a wider consumer and shopper concern associated with it for the wildlife and the big primates. But what about like what are the health problems that come with fried stuff in palm oil? Is it just as you'd expect for fats?
Yes, palm oil obviously has a very bad reputation, and it there are better sources than others. But
so you kind of got it's pretty much just raw, unadulterated goodness. There's no added sugar, no palm roll, no nasties. It's just a really fun snack, portion control as well. Nice value add there for the
what goes in,
what
comes out, and that's all it is.
Cracking, right. Well, no, that's really interesting. I mean, I think just looking at my notes here, I think I've probably talked through most of my questions. It's been really useful. I think people are going to find that really insightful. Is there anything else you reckon that I should know about the category or the category dynamics that listeners will find interesting?
No, I think just keep an eye out on new snacks that are coming to the market. It is a really exciting time for brands like us and other products.
Cracking.
And the startup community is quite small, so I hear a lot of really interesting brands coming along, and I hope that they can change the category, and some of the smaller challenger brands can compete against the likes of the big crisps and chocolate manufacturers.
A key question before I try these, I'll give you my view. But what is your favourite flavour of the fifth season range?
My favourite is the pineapple. However, strawberry is our number one seller.
Is it? Okay. Yeah.
I think people just naturally love strawberries. I love the strawberries because it really demonstrates the freeze drying process, because it is still that whole fruit. It doesn't shrivel up like raisin or anything like that. But taste wise, I'm a big fan of pineapple, and I just think it just tastes like fresh pineapple. Yeah.
Cracking. Right, I'm going to give this pineapple a flavour a go first. Get this out of the bag, see how it looks. I'm going to apologise to listeners now for crackling, rustling, munching sounds, but it's got to be authentic, hasn't it? Right, getting in here. So, nice little bag, portion control. Let's have a look at these little badges. Pineapple even. We're not eating badger, we're eating pineapple. So, the first thing I noticed is the shape's just really well preserved. It does look like a nice pineapple chunk. And the smell is absolutely brilliant. It smells stronger than when you open a tin of pineapples, which is usually when I have pineapple, it's like on a pizza or it's out of a tin. If I'm doing some like kind of baking with my daughter, but this has got an amazing smell. Really nice.
Yeah, you will find that it does have quite a strong taste, and that's because when we take the water away, and that's all we're doing, everything else is just being concentrated up. So you'll get that real pineapple taste.
That's great. I really would recommend this to listeners and watchers. It's got the kind of satisfying crunch that you get from a peanut or like a really nice Ridge crisp snack. It's also a bit chewy as well. Like it genuinely tastes and feels like a really indulgent treat. And the flavour is ridiculously strong. Much nicer, cleaner, fresher, because it's quite aromatic in the nose and sweet. And you're not getting that sugar mouth thing either. It's definitely got that kind of natural sugars thing going on rather than it being full of refined stuff, and just really moreish. So I could definitely see that hitting the spot when I'm driving. If I just need something to keep me going as a snack, really would like that. But see it doing really well as a meal deal. You know, if you've got like a nice healthy sandwich option or sushi option, one of these instead of a bag of crisps. What do you reckon? Do you reckon that could work as on a meal deal in a retailer?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and if any retailers want to have a chat about that, let us know. But you know, if there is a healthy alternative, I'm sure a lot of people would want to choose that for their lunch.
Yeah. So what gave you the idea for fruit salad? Because I thought that was when I got the box through, that was the one I was most excited to try. Because I thought, oh, I've not seen this before. You know, from a fruit concept. I'll just show the viewers what's going on here, so you can see inside it. It's really nice. It's very attractive. Different flavours going on. Yeah,
so the fruit salad mix is a mix of strawberry, banana, and apple together. That's another one of more of a unique position that we have in the market, is that very few fruit snacks are mixed fruits. So we wanted to do that. And this one was inspired a little bit more towards children. By having the sort of the slightly smaller pieces and that mix, because you know, kids can get bored of eating lots of the same fruit. So that's really inspired this mix together.
Got the apples in. Right, good. Is that banana? It looks like banana. It tastes like banana.
That looks like you've got apple again there.
Apple, okay.
It's whole slices of banana you'll find in the pack.
Oh, here we go, yeah.
It's normally the banana that people say is their favourite.
Yeah, that is very good. So, that's fantastic. So banana's one of my favourite flavours in any snack, because it's really caramelly naturally, and I just love the fruit with my breakfast every morning. But I always think a lot of snacks that are banana flavoured, they end up tasting slightly bitter. Even those banana chips you'll get sometimes got like a bit of a bitter kick at the end, whereas that is just really, really sweet. And it really reminds me of just a banana in terms of how it tastes, rather than like those really crispy banana chips that you'll see. Because I think when we spoke first time, you mentioned there's sometimes a problem with the banana chips you'll get in, say, muesli. What's the issue with them? Because they're not freeze dried, are they?
No, so they would typically just be oven baked, or again, they might be fried. The problem is both of those methods mean that you have to heat the product to a really high temperature, and all that does is starts caramelizing all the flavors there, and it becomes a lot less fresh fruit as you would eat it, and more towards sort of flavors that you would imagine in other products. So with our banana, hopefully you don't get any of that horrible taste, and that's because all it is pure ripe banana that's just had the water removed. And then these are the
finally these are the strawberry bits, which very moreish as you expect.
So you
said this was your best seller, did you, Stuart?
It is, so they're the whole strawberries, whereas it's sliced strawberries that go into the fruit salad.
Okay, so sliced strawberries in the fruit salad, whole ones in there. I
have them in a jar here, so some of your listeners can see just how they keep their shape.
Okay, yeah. Just show us that again. Sorry, go on. Nice.
So, it's just full strawberries that look delicious. And just have the water removed.
That's great. Right, I'm going to give these a bit of a show on the screen. So straight away, they're nice, they're big, really hold the shape, as Stuart says, and very, very appetising looking. Again, it's the smell that comes out of the packets that's really, really fresh, that hits you. That's nice actually, because a lot of the fruit snacks you'll get. I'm not using technology on, but as a punter, as a consumer, they don't have that kind of flavour in the nose when you open the packet. These are really, really nice. I can see why these are number one. I have to say, my favourite is definitely the pineapple. I think that's really unique. I'm probably with you on that one, but they're all great. They're fantastic. Really, really liking them.
Thank you. We're really proud of the range.
What was that, sorry?
I say we're really proud of the range, and we're already working on what the next flavours might be.
Can you share, or is it top secret?
It's a little bit top secret, but I think we'll continue going down the mixes route. I think consumers really like that. One thing that customers always ask us for is something with raspberry in.
Great. So just quickly, Stuart, if people want to reach out to you, get in touch about buying your products or talking to you further about the mission that you're on at 5th Season, what is the best way for them to get in touch with you?
Yeah, the easiest way is you can send us an email at hello@fifthseasonfruit.com, and that's 50 with the number 5 at the beginning. Or check us out on any of the socials, send us a message, like our stuff, and our handle is 5th Season Fruit.
Great, that's fantastic. I can't stop eating these, are great. So I'm going to love you.
You're getting 3 of your 5 a day there.
That's fine by me. My missus will be pleased. I think I'm not quite as healthy as I could be. She stopped buying biscuits in the house. Apparently I ate too many. So I'm going to tell her 5th Season is the way forward. She can keep me in sweet snacks and keep me happy. But no, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our first podcast. We really appreciate you coming on and telling us about the mission that you're on with 5th Season, and particularly being patient with our technical issues at the beginning. We're going to put links in the comments section to the retailers that you're in at the moment, to your website, and also your contact details. And please do, guys, if you're listening or watching, give Stuart a follow on the various social channels that he listed there. Get in touch with him. He'd love to hear from you. And thank you, everyone, for your support of this podcast. See you next time.